All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And I literally just found this out, but it's a very interesting video. And so we're going to let this young man speak on it, and then we'll get some scripture.
I feel like more people should be talking about what just happened in Chicago. The governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, just signed HB 106 into effect for the entire state, which decriminalizes the spread of HIV.
We turn down to Illinois after Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalizes spreading HIV. Now, the new policy officially repeals a law that was passed back in 1986. There have been 8 people who were convicted on the law since it was enacted. The AIDS Foundation of Chicago says 80 have been charged, but for that foundation, this is just as much about breaking a stigma.
You see, the law that Pritzker just repealed from 1986 made it a felony to knowingly transmit it to somebody without telling them, right? So if you went to do, unprotected activities with a person and had it, if you shared items that could transmit it to somebody, or if you donated blood and didn't disclose it, you could be charged. That's not a thing anymore. So now people who have it, and they know they have it, don't actually need to disclose and tell people that they have it, which means they could give it to somebody that they meet and do something stupid with. And because it's no longer a law, that person can't do anything about it. And now they're stuck with it for the rest of their life. That's just insane. I feel like...
Yeah, and insane is right, because you have to... You have to realize how dangerous this is. I remember, because I was born in 1980. So I remember when all these things were going down, even when, the AIDS thing was really starting to be like a buzzword and be a big deal. I remember those days, and I remember hearing about how you had people who caught the disease and they would be angry at people. And so they would weaponize their body to so-called avenge or revenge themselves on people who have offended them. Okay. And it was because of actions like these that they put that law into effect. Because if you're a person who has HIV/AIDS, you have this, and you purposely go and have sex with somebody, they equivalent that to murder. It's not an instant death, but you have given somebody a death sentence. You have put somebody in a position that they cannot get out. You have put something on them, inside of them, that is going to alter their makeup so much that it will result in their death. This is why that law was put into place. And you got this Ozempic using devil, all right, J.B. Pritzker, signing the law saying, hey, now you don't have to do that anymore. You can just have this deadly disease and just go do whatever the hell you want to do. All right. And that's why the scripture tells us in Isaiah 10:1, Isaiah 10:1, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness, which they have prescribed. And we all know woe means destruction to them who decree, who say, who write unrighteous, immoral decrees, laws, rules, standards. Because as the man mentioned in the video, with this new bill, HB 106 being signed and now being made lawful to be recognized by the law, now you're going to have a whole bunch of situations where people don't have to disclose that they're HIV positive or they're infected with AIDS. So if you offend somebody if somebody with AIDS or HIV gets mad at somebody and they want to get even by having sex with them, knowing that they're giving them a death sentence, hey, that's no longer a crime. What if you have some sicko out there that's just like, you know what, I want everybody else to suffer the way I'm suffering, and just start giving blood to different blood banks? It's not a felony anymore. See, this is the type of BS that you have to deal with in Babylon the Great, or as I like to call it, Babylon the Snake, aka America. All this devil does is sit back and see, what unrighteousness can I do today? What is something that we have written in law that is just, that we can undo to make life more hellish for people? This is what this devil does. What does the scripture say? They can't sleep. It's in Psalms, I believe. Oh, no, it's in Proverbs. Proverbs 4:16. It says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief. What does the scripture say about people? We're going to get back to that, though. We are definitely going to get back to that. Psalm 94:20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? That's what these people do. They frameth mischief by law. They write these unrighteous decrees, all for the purpose of this. Once again, Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. As I said earlier, their whole mindset is, man, what can we do to make life more hellish for everybody on this earth? I got it. Let me repeal this law so now people with HIV/AIDS could just go around and infect people. Yeah, that's going to be good. Because I got some cousins who are in the pharmaceutical business. So if HIV starts skyrocketing, that means there's going to be a demand for the treatment in it. And then that's going to make my guys some money, and I got some stock in it. That's a good ass idea. I'm going to do that. That's exactly how this devil thinks. Because as the scripture says, this is his MO. John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. What else does it say about his personality, this devil? Let me try to get it in this one because it'll take me all day to Yep. 1 Peter 5:8. And it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, the deceiver, there's no bigger deceiver than bad Uncle Esau, as a roaring lion walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Your adversary, the devil, the thief, all right, this is his MO. Steal, kill, destroy, seeking whom he may devour. And he does that by these unrighteous decrees. Like HB 106. All right, this is why the Lord has to move this guy out the way. He has to take this guy out. Because as the scripture says, if the Lord doesn't take this guy out the way, Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right. See, if the Lord doesn't take this devil out the way, he's going to destroy everything, including himself. But the Lord said, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay, so the elect is going to get some mercy. Which, Lord willing, we are. Okay, we're getting mercy right now. Because as we all know, this devil is trying and doing, he ain't trying, he's doing every single thing to destroy us. Every single thing. But as the scripture says, hey, it's because of the Lord's mercies we are not consumed. So regardless of how much stuff this devil does, we hope, us being one of those men, all right, we're not going to be consumed. All right, but it's just the mere fact that this is one more thing that we have to deal with and endure here in Babylon the snake. More unrighteous decrees. Now people can weaponize their bodies to kill other people, and then there just be no recourse for it. Just more bullshit that we have to deal with here in Babylon the snake. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. To the next time. Hey, before I sign off, this is why we tell you guys, be careful. All right. Don't, and even you very, 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 very few sisters out there who are watching it and listen. Hey, be very careful out there. Be very careful out there. So, with that, we're going to say shalom.